All new at 10, a new invasive hornet has been found for the first time here in America. It was discovered just miles away from South Carolina, but humans are not the ones most threatened by the yellow-legged hornet. Instead, it's actually honeybees.
That's right. Fox 9's Zach Poletsky looks into the impacts this hornet could have and how beekeepers are now preparing.
From producing honey to pollinating crops, honeybees are vital.
It's a strong and important industry here in South Carolina.
But now their very existence is being threatened.
It's much harder now to keep bees than ever before.
A recent discovery in Georgia,
I was very shocked and surprised.
Was a stinger to beekeepers like Tim Dover.
And when this first came on the news, I was like, great. You know, this is just wonderful. It's going to be, you know, another biblical plague on the beekeepers like we don't have enough to deal with already.
For the first time, a live yellow-legged hornet was found on U.S. soil in Savannah, Georgia.
It's something people can set out.
Brad Cavan with Clemson is already putting traps around South Carolina to see if the hornet makes its way to the state.
It's different with a pest problem that's 3,000 miles away from your state versus 3 miles from your state. We don't want this hornet.
The yellow-legged hornet poses much more of a threat to honeybees than it does to humans.
This yellow-legged hornet, the nickname is Beehawk, and it's agile and flies and swoops through the air and can pick off honeybees at their colonies.
The end goal, keep the hornet away and protect the bees. In Travelers Rest, Zach Poletsky, Fox Carolina News.